with my next episode of Sunday Stories. And today, being Independence Day, I thought there was nothing better than talking about soldiers. And so, the title of my story is Salute. There's not one story, few little glimpses I'll talk about soldiers. I've been watching so many stories and movies. I have read so much about soldiers. The people who are at the border guarding our country. It is because of them we are able to sleep. It is because of them we have peaceful nights. It is because of them we are enjoying our life. We are able to stay with our families. What about the soldiers? The soldiers are there at the border. They are there guarding our country. Do you know life of soldier is so very difficult? They have to live for months in the trenches that have been dug for them. Both sides. I'm not talking about any particular country. In general, soldier of any country. They live in trenches. Trenches, they are, very deep trenches. They dig in the land, alright, on both the sides, and they stay there, hiding there. They sleep there. Their food is kept there. If anyone is shot, the dead body stays there and gets destroyed, decomposed. The smell of the dead bodies all around. Rats keep moving over there because of the smell. They live in this difficult situation. If it is raining, if it is a harsh weather, it's a scorching sunlight, or if it's snowing and if it's very cold, all year round, they are there guarding us. Our salute to them. So today, I'm here with few little stories, Very overwhelmed I was when I read. I was very, very overwhelmed. Every story brought tears in my eyes. Yes, the way you read, the way the writer writes, or if it is filmed, whatever you see, they have got, I hope I'm able to, I do justice and I'm able to express. Because the way I read, I saw those movies, or I read, since childhood I've been reading. Every time it, made me emotional. I hope I'm able to do justice. So we'll start about a famous truce. Christmas truce. It's there, it happened after during the First World War. It was Christmas, all right? And all the, these people, the Europeans, everybody in the world, they all celebrate Christmas. So it was Christmas time, and these soldiers were sitting in their trenches, both the sides, all right? The battlefield, that side, a trench is dug, this side, a trench is dug, and both side soldiers were there in the trenches, and they had received a parcel from both the sides. Parcel had come to both the soldiers, soldiers of both the sides, and Christmas gifts had come from their houses. So everybody, somebody's letter had come, a tunic had come, a dress had come, a jacket had come, chocolates had come, and all these, almonds had come, nutted chocolates had come. Everybody was very emotional because Christmas is a time when you want to be with your family, you want to exchange gifts, you want to, be there with your family and enjoy and celebrate the birth of Christ. What happened was, suddenly, a soldier got up and he, wanted to relax, and then he saw the other side. There was a gesture of a soldier doing this, and then he saw somebody get up at the other side, the enemy side, and that soldier came out, and he, this soldier, this side, got scared, and he thought, oh God, there's something going to happen. What are they gesturing? Is there going to be a war today on the Christmas day? They just didn't know what to do, and he quickly, told everybody, action, be in action, get ready. There's something happening on the other side, some activity there's that side. They felt, it was a suspicious act, and they felt that maybe that side is going to attack, without even the other side expecting it. So everybody got ready with their, guns and all, and then, they peered, and they saw that the whole army, the whole team that side had come out, and they were doing this, they were gesturing, and they were walking towards this side. So this was something really, different. They had never expected this unexpected gesture. So, they didn't know what to do. They waited for some time, and then they said, no, this is something else. They were doing this, and everybody was waving. So they said, no, this is something else. Today is Christmas. They also came out. They met at the center. They shook hands. The enemy soldiers shook hands, wished everybody Christmas, shared the gifts that had come, They all were so emotional. They cried. They talked to each other. They all were soldiers. Why was there war then? Why were they killing the people of the other side? Because the higher authorities were ordering them. Both the sides, they felt that they were just soldiers there, ready to sacrifice their lives. You won't imagine. They played football, whole day they enjoyed, right? And when they heard a trumpet or something at night, whole day they stayed together, they talked together, they ate together, they played football. They became so very friendly. And quickly, when in the evening when it became dark, there was a sound of a trumpet or something. They quickly, they shook hands again, and they went back to their trenches. They did not want the high authorities to know what they had done. They went back to the trenches. They were able to hear the Christmas carols, Silent Night, Holy Night. When they went back, it was at that time they realized that actually they were not against those people. They were not enemies because they wanted to be. They were enemies because they were told that you have to protect your country, and when ordered, you have to kill the other side, soldiers of the other side. You have to attack. Such is the life of a soldier. He is a human being, just like us. This is a famous truce of Christmas, which is very famous, even if you Google it, you'll find and you'll come to know about the feelings of each soldier. Next thing, there was this retired father. Whole life he had served the army. Now he was retired. He was watching football match. Just above his television, he had a photograph, wonderful photograph of his son who was now a major and now was serving army. So he was watching football match and he was very excited. He wanted India to win. his father, and the bell rang. There were two military people standing there. They had an envelope in their hand. They came inside. They had a very serious look on the face. They came and sat down beside him. He was an old retired man. They came and sat beside him, looking at them and the envelope. He had served the army for so many years, so he knew what this meant. But he said, "I'm proud of my son." So the other soldier who had brought the envelope, he came nearer and he tried to console him. He said, "No, I will not cry. This is a proud moment for me that my son martyred for his life for the country." He stood up. He wore his cap. He had his cap that he used to wear when he was in service. He wore his cap and saluted to the photograph of his son. So strong they are. Do you feel he did not feel bad? Was he not crying inside? He had lost his son. They are made, they are told, they are made to be so strong, thick-skinned. Country is more important for them than lives of families, because they want to keep us safe, all the civilians safe, isn't it? Next episode. Mother and daughter at home. Father was there serving the country. His father was in army. And the next day was the father's birthday, and the daughter was missing his father. Obviously, the wife was also missing the husband. So, every evening, the mother used to stand in front of Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, and she used to pray, and then she used to say a mantra. So the daughter stood by the mother and asked, "Mama, what is this that you say every night?" So she said, "See, Lord Ganesha protects us the whole day. He too gets tired. So these last two lines that I sing for Lord Ganesha is to make him sleep. He needs rest. So it is that at least at night Lord Ganesha should also rest. So I say these verses." So the daughter, is left in thoughts, and she goes and she makes a card for the father. She doesn't know what to give, how to talk to the father who is there in the battlefield. So next morning, this girl wakes up and she is woken up by the sound, the voice of the father. She gets up and she runs to the father and she wishes the father birthday, and it's a very emotional moment when the wife and the daughter meet the man of the house, and he is home to give them a surprise. He is very happy to meet them. He gets emotional, and then the daughter says, "Papa, come inside. I want to show you something." She takes him inside and she gives him a beautiful card that she has made, and she's written all about the father. And the father, feels very happy that the daughter has made such a nice card with all pictures and all. And then she says, "Papa," she comes towards his feet and she says, "Papa, open your shoes." And she makes him, she keeps his feet on the top and she says, "Papa, lie down. You must be very tired." So he says, "Yes, I will sleep. I'll change. I'll have food and sleep." "No, Papa, you come and, lie down with me." So to make her happy, he, comes beside her, and what does she do? She, says a prayer that she had heard her mother say at night, and then again those two verses. So he says, "What is this you are saying?" She says, Papa, it is morning time. Ganesh ji is awake. He will protect us and the country. You need to sleep. You are my Ganesha. So these are the verses that Mama says for Ganesh ji. I am reciting it for you because you are Ganesha of my house and my country. The father, keeps looking at the daughter and feels so proud that he had chosen the correct profession. He felt proud at this moment that my daughter has become so big, and what the daughter thinks of the father. Yes, they are representatives of God, isn't it? Next episode, a small episode where this, daughter is talking to a friend of his and he says, all right, Rafiq, you are coming. I'm so happy. I'll make, suji ka halwa for you with that you always like. And the mother was, cooking in the kitchen, and she was hearing that daughter is very happy and talking to someone who was going to come. So the mother goes and says, oh, you are very happy. What is it? Who is going to come? So she says, Mama, my childhood friend Rafiq is coming to meet me. And I'm so very happy, and the day he comes, I'll make suji ka halwa for him because he loves suji ka halwa. So the mother says, but I heard you say he is Rafiq. Rafiq is a Muslim. The daughter gets very, very upset. She says, Mama, he's an Indian. So what if he's a Muslim? Our country is a secular country. We have all diverse people of diverse religions staying here. Why are you saying like this? Isn't he a human being? Before partition, we all were staying together. Why this discrimination, religious discrimination in your mind? Don't do this, Mama. So then they have an argument, and she says, no, I'm totally against this. Daughter becomes very upset. She is not able to make her mother understand, and she goes off to sleep. The next day was Independence Day. So he, this mother goes to the room, knocks the daughter's door, and she says, come on, get up. We have to do this. Every year I do this with you. So what they used to do every Independence Day, the day of independence, that is 15th August, they used to stand in front of the television and with people singing in the television, they too both used to sing Sare Jahan Se Acha, Hindustan Hamara. Always, every year, this was a practice of the mother. So the daughter gets up and she says, all right, I'm angry with you, but yes, this ritual that we are following for the country, I will stand with you. And they both, dress up nicely, and they have a flag in their hand, and then they sing Sare Jahan Se Acha. So after this song, the song ends and the daughter goes back to the room, and the mother, hears that there's some sound from below, so some noise. So she goes and she looks out from the window, and she sees a person dressed up in a soldier's dress and walking inside the gate of the society. And everybody standing there. There was a small function in the society, and all the children standing there were saluting him. So she stands there and she too salutes, looking at the soldier, because these soldiers need to be saluted. And so, this mother is very, proud, and she goes inside and she says, see, I want to show you something. She brings the daughter out to the window and she says, just look at this boy. He's a soldier. He is there 24/7 into 365 days guarding our country. We need to salute these type of people. I'm proud of this person. So the daughter looks, and the daughter has a smile on the face. You must have understood. There's the doorbell rings of their house, and the lady says, oh, there's someone at the door, and she goes inside, and she goes to open the door, and who is he? The same soldier. He comes in and she says, all right, you were coming to my house. I was standing at the window and giving you a salute. I'm so proud of you. It is because of you people. We are safe. We are able to sleep. We are leading a peaceful life. He says, Auntie, I was coming to your house. He bends down to touch the feet and says, I'm Rafiq, your daughter's friend. She immediately moves back. She says, oh, you are Rafiq. She makes him come inside. She makes him sit. But she doesn't like it. He says, I know your daughter told me that you didn't want to meet me. You didn't want that I should come to your house because I'm a Muslim. But you were just saluting. I'm an Indian, Auntie. Day and night, I'm there in the trenches, in the harsh weather, to protect India because I'm an Indian. So what if I'm a Muslim? And then he says that I know you, every Independence Day you sing this song, Sare Jahan Se Acha. There is one line, Auntie. Have you ever focused on that line? She says, which line? He sang, Mazhab nahi sikhata, aapas mein bair rakhna, Hindi hai hum. So she feels so bad. She says, yes, she is guilty. She realized her mistake. She says, you'll eat suji ka halwa. You love suji ka halwa, isn't it? I'll make for you. So there comes a change here. Soldiers are just soldiers. They don't have any religions. We need to respect every soldier. Another episode. There was a party was going on, and a senior person, he was getting retired. A senior army personnel was getting retired, and there was a grand party. His retirement party was there. And so, he comes and stands with the youngsters. So one of the youngsters says, tell us about something, about a glimpse that you remember of your life of soldier. He says, see, we all have hardships. We all have to, fight, be ready to sacrifice our lives, stay in the trenches. This you also know. You also are facing the same thing. But one episode in my life that I can never remember is when I reached home, and that same day I came to know that I had to return because I was needed at the border. There was a war that had just started. So I had to leave my family and I had to go back. My train, there was some problem in the tracks and my train was stranded at a point. But it was very important for me to reach that same night. So being a soldier, and I was taught never to stop, I got out of the train and started walking, trying to take the shortcut according to the map that I had. On the way, I met a man who was there going in his Santro car. That man, we both were going in the different directions, That man was going in the opposite direction in his car. But looking at me, he stopped and he reversed his car and came towards me and said, where do you want to go? So he said, I had to reach at so-and-so place before, this midnight. And because my train, there was some problem with the tracks, rail tracks. So my train is stranded at a point. So I had started walking. So he said, I'll drop you. He turns his car and says, no, the soldier said, he said that I told that man that no, you were going in the other direction. I'll go. You just don't need to bother. So he said, no. जो देश की करता है रक्षा, पहले मेरी उसकी ड्यूटी, मेरी तरफ से उसकी ड्यूटी पहले आती है, मैं पहले उसकी ड्यूटी करूंगा. So the soldier feels very proud and he is dropped there. On the way, he asks, by the way, where were you going? He said, I was going for an interview for a government job. He said, oh God, you missed that interview. He said, no. जो देश की करता है ड्यूटी, मेरी पहले ड्यूटी बनती है उस के लिए. So he says that this episode made me proud, made me feel so blessed that I was doing this duty. There are so many people who honor us. And he says, and that same person is there, the main guest in my retirement party today. Then he calls, and the whole, the soldiers, all the people who are there, they stand up and they salute to this civilian who had said, जो देश की करता है ड्यूटी, उसके लिए पहले हम करेंगे ड्यूटी. Isn't it nice? Another episode. These small episodes, they have touched me and overwhelmed me. Another episode was when this a son calls the mom and dad, soldier's son, and he says, Mom, I'm returning back, the war is over. So the parents are very happy. Parents say, oh, welcome back, my son. So the son says, Papa, I wanted to ask one thing. I have a friend. Can he come along? He will stay with us. So he said, all right, your friend is welcome. Why not? Says, but he has lost his arm and a leg in the war. So the father, starts thinking, and he says, no, then he'll be a liability. Just forget him. Don't bring him along. You come back. You are welcome. Because then the whole life we'll have to serve him. It will be a lot of responsibility. Just leave him. So they hung the phone. The son doesn't come back. After 2 days, the parents receive a message that the son had committed suicide. He didn't die in the war. He had committed suicide. Why? Quickly, the parents fly to that place when they come to know that he had committed suicide. Why was it that way? They felt so bad. They were waiting for the son to come back after such a long time. But when they got the dead body, they saw that it was their son who had lost one arm and one leg. They felt so guilty. Last episode. There are many that are coming to my mind. Last episode is of a small boy. He was standing with his grandfather. They had bought a ticket for the movie, and they were standing there, and everybody was going in, and just in front of them there were this boyfriend girlfriend in the line, and the girlfriend was saying, oh God, I want to go in quickly, I don't want to miss the beginning of the movie, it's very interesting, I've heard. So this son is standing with the grandfather and looks at the grandfather and said, they had a smile on their face when they heard the girl say this way. But suddenly, just before the couple, they were just behind the couple, this grandson and the grandfather. So the gate man, closed the gate and said, sir, you'll have to wait for some minutes. The national anthem has started. So the girl says, oh God, this national anthem. So then they stand at one side and they start talking among themselves. This little boy was, in thoughts. They were stopped there at the gate. Why? So he says, I want to go in, sir. He told the guard, sir, I want to go in. He said, no, you can't. The national anthem has just begun. He said, yes. This is the beginning I did not want to miss. I want to be there during the national anthem. The guard looks at the small child. The guard feels so proud. He opens the gate for them. This type of beginning is wanted, where you want to participate in anything that is going on for the country. The couple, the girlfriend-boyfriend couple, they saw this. They realized their mistake. They felt guilty. What do you say? This is the beginning that our world requires. To do something, whatever we can, for the country. A great salute to all the soldiers from my side, and for everyone from everyone's side who belongs to my family, that is English with Mona. Do let me know which story you like the most. Till then, next Sunday we'll meet. Goodbye. Jai Hind.